Hey, it's Repzion here. So I just got back from Avengers Infinity War. 10 years. But, spoilers. This review will contain spoilers. 10 years, guys. You and I have been waiting for this moment. We've been waiting for Thanos to arrive on the big screen with the Infinity Gauntlet in his quest to restore the Infinity Stones. And, again, spoilers, this review will contain spoilers. I walked out of this movie with a big smile on my face. I have never been more pleased with the outcome of this film, and this is hands down the best Marvel film that has ever been made in the last decade. And that is not an exaggeration. For those of you who don't know, I've been fairly critical of Marvel films. To say that I'm biased towards Marvel is just couldn't be further from the truth. I want to review things accurately as I see them, as somebody who respects the comics. And well, Avengers Infinity War does exactly everything I thought could go wrong, went right. One of my greatest concerns going into this movie was, in fact, that Thanos was not going to have enough screen time. That concern completely demolished. I was wrong. Thanos, in this 2.5-hour movie, has probably more screen time than any other character in the movie. I'm not joking. This movie is about Thanos. This movie is about Thanos acquiring the Infinity Gauntlet, the gems of the Infinity Gauntlet. I thought it was just going to be somebody, here's all these characters, a snippet of Thanos. He comes in for like a minute, whoop-de-doo, he's off screen, he got his gauntlet, whoop-de-out, he's out. Like, I thought it was just going to be really fast, quick, kind of lame, but they successfully pulled this off so much better than I ever could have possibly imagined. I felt like the comics of the Infinity Gauntlet comic arc were popping out of the screen. Literally. It was fantastic. But not only that, is you have so many different characters in this movie, and I really felt that this film establishes the transitions between these characters. For example, you have, the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxies end up meeting Thor, and end up meeting Tony Stark, and Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange. And each transition into these different characters characterize those characters very, very, very well. To take all these characters and put them in one movie is a giant accomplishment, but to do it well is an achievement. And Infinity War does exactly that. This film could have been a disaster, but it chose to focus on the emotional aspect of Thanos and his quest for power. But what's so amazing about Thanos in this he's an ultra villain. They do his ultra villainy so well that at parts of the movie I was like, wow, I really feel for the guy. I'm kind of siding with Thanos here. He just wants to commit genocide and bring balance to the world by killing all these people. I kind of related to Thanos in a lot of things that went down. I'm gonna be honest here. He kills his own daughter, and for that one sequence, I don't know. It explores the relationship between Gamora and Thanos, and his relationship with his daughter, and how his daughter doesn't want anything to do with him, and how he feels betrayed by his daughter, and his daughter keeps rejecting him, and he's kind of just left alone in this world. And he just wants to do good. At least he thinks he's doing good. And that's what makes him so villainous. Is that he's so, skewed about what he wants for the world. He wants to bring balance to the world, but he'll achieve it by any means necessary for what he thinks is quote-unquote good. Thanos is kind of like a big, purple, happy version of Hitler. If Hitler had the Infinity Gauntlet, he'd probably just want to annihilate all the Jews in the world and leave all us little happy peasants running around. That was a joke, just don't get offended by that. The dynamic and exploration between Gamora and Thanos in quite a few different sequences really, really were emotional and deep, and it explores the characterization of Thanos more than anything. And like I said, Thanos has more screen time than probably any other characters in the entire movie. And that's something that I didn't expect. But that's also what makes this movie so well, is that the movie starts with Thanos, and it fucking ends with Thanos. How often do you get the villain having more screen time than the heroes? Something that I also really loved about this movie is the fact that I didn't feel like the dialogue was forced, something that I've had a big issue with a lot of other Marvel films. Forced dialogue, attempting to make you laugh. But this script is tight-knit. It was funny. There are really funny moments in this. I didn't feel like they were trying to force us to laugh at these characters. The dialogue that came between, the Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor, when they're in the ship and they're arguing back and forth, it is really, really funny and clever writing. When the Guardians of the Galaxy meet Iron Man and they're sitting on the planet of Titan bickering back and forth, it was absolutely hysterical. It's just like the comics popped out and it's sitting before me and it's on the big screen, which is something that, for the most part, I'm fairly critical of because they usually don't do a good adaptation of that. And boy, I gotta hand it to Marvel. The CGI, at least within Thanos, was phenomenal. Like, there's a couple scenes and I was looking at Thanos like, is that real? Is he real? Is Thanos real? Am I looking at a gigantic purple dude with a jaw the size of Mount Everest? I mean, he looks real. I mean, technically he kind of is, since they're using that facial CGI processing stuff. We've waited and we've seen the work up towards this, and Marvel does not disappoint with Avengers Infinity War. DC, take some tips from this. X-Men, take some tips from this. Imagine if, X-Men decided, hey, let's do a trilogy establishing the villain Apocalypse, which, if you've seen X-Men Apocalypse, was a disaster of a film. But hey, here we have Marvel, on the other hand, that knows how to build a villain over the past 10 years. And sure, they've given us a lot of weak villains to fill up those, episode gaps of movies. But I can put that all down on a clean slate with a masterpiece, and this is not a word I use often, a near masterpiece of a Marvel movie. Will the second movie be as good as this one? I don't know. But if you're excited to see Infinity War, your excitement for this film will not be displaced. I promise you that. I give this movie a Reptile scale rating of 5 out of 5 scales. Stars. Okay, maybe that was a little bit cheesy. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go see the movie. You're gonna love it.